Advisors with the Gradient Investments weekly talking point for the week ending July 7th, 2023. Hope everybody had a great 4th of July holiday. Let's get into stocks. Stocks were down across the major indices last week, with the U.S. benchmark S&P 500 declining 1.11%. The Russell 2000 fell 1.26%, and the NASDAQ was down 0.91%. As you can see, the growth has been leading the charge, AI. Overseas developed markets, the EFA was down 2.04, and the emerging markets were down 0.6. Now, within the U.S., the best performing sectors were the real estate and communication services, while healthcare and materials were the poorest performers. By style, value outperformed growth last week. Growth has been doing better all year, but last week was a little bit different. Fixed income bond prices fell as yields rose last week, with the benchmark 10-year Treasury yield rising 25 basis points to 4.06% at Friday's close. Now, minutes of last Federal Reserve meeting indicated that their flight to reduce demand-led inflation may require additional rate hikes in the coming months, although the Fed has not committed to such hikes, and we hear that we should be done with it, but they might still do another one, so we'll see how that kind of goes. But inflation is coming down, and that was their whole goal. Commodities, oil prices ended at their 10-week high, with West Texas crude trading at $73.86 per barrel, up 4.56% for the week. And OPEC Plus ongoing production cuts were augmented by last week's announcement from Saudi Arabia and Russia, which we shouldn't have to deal with, but we are. On Friday, the U.S. administration announced that it plans to purchase another 6 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve this fall, which is stupidity. We should not be touching that. But anyways, we can't get into that right now, but that's not what it's for. Let's get to economic data. The U.S. created 209,000 new jobs in June, slightly below the consensus estimate of 213,000. This was the smallest increase in more than 2.5 years, and the prior 2 months were revised significantly lower. A sign of labor market may be cooling off as rising interest rates gradually weaken the economy. That's what they're hoping to do. They want to throw us in a recession. We've been talking about a recession, but we're not there. However, the unemployment rate dropped from 3.7 to 3.6%, and wages continue to strengthen with a year-over-year increase of 4.4%. Now, the number of job openings decreased to 9.8 million at the end of May, and the quit rate rose while layoffs were flat, indicating that most quitters already had a new job lined up. Now, that brought the ratio of openings to unemployment workers to 1.6, which is its lowest level since October 2021. Again, more jargon, but that's kind of how everything the market is looking at all this. Let's get into some company news. Aptiv PLC, which is a Core Select Android G33 holding, rose 5.35% after the major automaker reported stronger sales than anticipated, raising the outlook for the auto supplier. And vehicle volumes for the industry have exceeded expectations, particularly in the US, but also in Europe, while China's report was in line with the expectations. Now, some of the largest banks in the nation announced plans to raise dividends after passing the Federal Reserve annual stress test, which was announced at the end of last month. And you see a lot of them because we saw a lot of bank failures, so the stress test was given out. Now, Gradient Investment Holdings, we have Goldman Sachs in our portfolios, as well as JP Morgan, as you see. Goldman Sachs raised their dividend by 10%, and JP Morgan raised it by 5%. So that's all good news, which is part of what we talk about, having income when times get a little tough. That's what we have those dividend stocks, just for that purpose. So this concludes this weekly market commentary. Thank you so much for being part of our ARA family. If you'd like to get a hold of us, please give us a call at 855-756-5700. Visit us, Facebook, YouTube, our website, aradvisorsinc.com. Get the newsletter, pass it along. Anything you need, give us a call. God bless you. Hope you're enjoying your summer. We'll see you again next week.